Hey guys, welcome back to Fort Mort. I've got a special guest with me in the house. I've got RamBam sitting here. We're cutting half of his head off. That's okay. Today I want to talk about a couple of things that really bug me absolutely every time I go into GAC or I look at somebody's account, do a roster review, and I just want to strangle them. And I understand it's just ignorance, not stupidity, just ignorance. Sometimes people just don't know. There's 210 characters, 50 some odd ships. You can't know everything. I don't know everything. Ram doesn't know everything. He knows how to Relic 9 a Mace like he did today, but, you know, there's other things beyond it. Might be the first Relic 9 on the planet, and it was Mace Windu. It was 15 minutes after they put the packs out. Amazing, Ram. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is when I go in and I see Zombie at Gear 10 absolutely drives me up a wall. If it's not Gear 10, don't even bother leveling them up. Don't do nothing. The minute you get her, all my accounts right now, even my 6 million account has a Gear 10 Zombie. Plain and simple. I never bother leveling it up. She's thick. She's awesome. I just haven't chose to with my account yet. But the one thing I did do was take her to Gear 10 because you get 2 free revives on a Night Sister team. There ain't nothing funnier than when I go in and I see a Gear 9 Zombie or a Gear 8 Zombie. I just go in, clean their clock, take out Daka, the game's over. It's done. But with her doing the taunt repetitively, it is so pesky, guys. Do yourself a favor. Gear 10 your Zombie. It's cheap. It's not difficult. Just do it. Second one on the list, I'm going to give to RamBam. Ram?
Second on the list, we've got the B1 Battle Droid. Okay, B1 Battle Droid. Let's look at B1 Battle Droid. Gives you, by default, gives you 50 stacks of his droid battalion. Okay, 50 stacks. Now, the Zeta is crucial because the Zeta gives you an extra 100 stacks. And when you look at what B1 does with those stacks, his offense increases per stack. So that's 100 stacks, which is 100% different increased offense, or I think it's 0.5. Anyways, that's double the offense that you're getting from one Zeta. And more healing. That's true. More healing as well. So do yourself a favor right there. Each stack grants 2% offense and 0.5% tenacity. Do yourself a favor. Slap the Zeta on B1 right off the bat. It's not like it's going to change his health or protection any.
On that note as well, when you've got 100 stacks, you could literally have that character. I ran into this in GAC where the guy had put the Zeta on at Gear 1, Level 1, and he was a pest because he doesn't require health or protection. You still got to take the 100 stacks off. It was so ingenious of that guy. It was so hard to get through at a baby account. All right, to stay on the Night Sister train, I want to talk about Daka. She's got a great Zeta. I'm not saying put the Zeta on there, but once you get to a point where you can afford to, it's amazing because she starts to stack health, plus 10% max health. But the key to her is, in order to resurrect, she resurrects Night Sisters, but she also can do a certain percentage, 35%? To revive other defeated allies. That means any of them. But Daka has to have health. Read this right here. All allies recover health equal to 50% of old Daka's max health. That means the more health she has, the more they come back with when they're revived, which means they last longer, plain and simple. I see defense mods on her. I see different things, but the health mods I find particularly are really good, especially when you get the Zeta, because when you have the Zeta, this stacking, like I said, stacking health, the more she has, the higher that 10% is going to be. Plain and simple, guys. It's a simple process. Don't make that mistake. Number 4, Ram.
Number 4, Wat Tambor. A lot of you guys are unlocking him or already have him unlocked. And most of you guys have the Zetas, but I have seen several people that do not throw the Zeta on. Now, what does the Zeta do, you might ask? Zeta allows him to take a bonus turn, meaning at the very beginning of the battle, the only person that can counter that would be Han Solo with his shoot first ability. Otherwise, Wat would take a bonus turn, which would allow him, regardless of how fast you have him, to get that crucial tech out, whatever you need, whether it's tank tech, med pack, or even the damage tech, former damage tech. It allows you to take that bonus turn, and then Wat can essentially die at that point if you need him to. It doesn't matter. He's already served his purpose. So, slap the Zeta on Wat, 100%. Doesn't matter gear level.
Wat is a monster. Being able to drop 2 text out there quickly is amazing. Putting one out is enough, but when you can put the second one, and I find it even more crucial now that they've kind of nerfed him a little bit. that you're actually getting it out there faster because he's not as viable as he used to be. But if you don't have that Zeta, it makes him even less viable. But I think it's really crucial. All right, the next one, I'm going to go with GBA. You wonder, what could be wrong with GBA? Well, I'm a Geo guy. I love my Geos, and I see this way too often. I get this question a ton. Which Zeta do I put on first? One of them you put on first. The other one is a luxury. Plain and simple. The first one you put on, you've got to have that brute called out. How many times you go out into a GAC or something and you fought a guy that did not have the brute out there? You take out the alpha immediately, they're done. They're finished. They're nobody. They're nothing. These Geos were nothing before alpha, and they'll be nothing without alpha. So at the start of the encounter, summon a Geo brute who taunts for 1 turn. Every time he takes an attack, every time he counters, he taunts. You cannot get at alpha while the brute is there, plain and simple. All right, you've got to either have a fracture, a stun, not even a stun, a fracture, something on that line, or a Trey's isolate. The mistake that's made is people think it's the leadership. The leadership is nice, giving allies 10% more damage on each buffed enemy, but it's not really that great. It's more of a luxury. So, GBA, not the lead. Look for the brute. Number 6.
Well, on adding GBA, really, when you think about it too, you're running GBA with Sunfac, right? Sunfac's going to dispel it. So that Zeta, common misconception, that Zeta, even though 9 times out of 10, you want to put the leadership Zeta on a leader of a faction, 100%. That Zeta is different a little bit in the sense of, does 10% damage increase for each buffed enemy, but as soon as Sunfac assists, they're no longer buffed. And so you just nerfed your damage from maybe 50% to 40%, 30%, 20%, whatever the case is, you've nerfed your damage output by putting that Zeta on. It's nice, it's luxury. Absolutely slap the brute on. Number 6, I don't even know why people do this. I don't even know why you have the character and you don't slap the Zeta on Jolee. Jolee is already a monster with his tenacity, his crit avoidance, and the fact that you can't remove his turn meter. He's already a monster. Giving him the ability to revive all Jedi allies at 80% health with crit immunity. Crit immunity is nice, but 80% health reviving all Jedi, this is what makes him so painful to get through. I've seen people struggle time and time again against getting through a Jolee, and then they get him down, and he gets 1 revive off, and your entire team is up, and you're screwed. Slap the Zeta on, people. Please do.
Number 7 on the train. Here we go. We're going to go with kind of an oddball one. And you can say the same thing for Padme here, but the Mon Mothma, even at lower levels, she's about useless without Zetas. I mean, you may as well not put gear on her, mods, anything until you're ready to slap Zetas on her. And I kind of feel the same way about Padme, just not to the same extreme. This woman is she's got a great team if you put the right one together. But no leadership and no other Zeta, you may as well forget about it. This Zeta gives you a 100% chance to assist whenever they use an ability during their turn. Without the Zeta, it just reads, what is it? She and all rebel allies gain 8% of combined base max health, protection, offense, defense, potency, tenacity. No assist. None. And then the funny one is, I know Ram's been there too. When we roll in, I've gone in many times, didn't even realize the Zeta wasn't there. This one right here in particular, Mon Mothma can't be targeted and is immune to taunt effects. She can't be targeted. If you can't target her, she's a pest. But if she doesn't have that Zeta, you go straight for her, team's done. Even if they have the other Zeta for the assist, the team's done. Plain and simple. Dude, you've got to. If you're going to invest in Mon Mothma, put the Zetas on. Don't open her, don't crack her, don't level her without putting the Zetas on. Number 9. I'm going to actually, Ram, why don't you finish do that bottom one? You know I want the other one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know. All right, so I'm going to save the best one for last. Number 9. Farming your mods. Farm your mods. Ladies and gentlemen, mods suck. I don't think there's any question about that. Mods and farming them suck. Horse manure. They're horrible, right? The reason why is because there's RNG involved, right? When you go to farm a mod, let's say this right here. You farm 2, and there you go. You've got 2 5-dot mods. Now, both of those, he might get lucky and get 15, 20 speed out of. I get 2 speed, 5 speed, right? There's RNG involved. It sucks. But the main thing you got to do is every day, if you're not doing anything else, spend those 150 crystals. Best 150 crystals you can do for your account if you're trying to be a long-term competitive player or even just an average player. Spend those 150 crystals, farm your mods, farm your mods out of the store daily, and it'll build up your roster. You will definitely notice a difference. Even if you don't roll the speed often, you'll still have more chances to roll that speed and roll those good stats, those high offense numbers. So you absolutely have to farm mods as soon as you open it up. I think it's about level 50 when you start farming mods. Farm them daily.
I know there's that conspiracy that, well, I can't afford to do it because I'm free to play. I'm free to play, so I have to get my tickets for my guild. Yes, be a good guild mate, but in order to farm them mods, you've got to refresh crystal. That means about 300 a day. You know how you solve that problem, people? That's going to be the answer by number 10. Ship harder. You guys have heard me say it over and over. Ship harder. Plain and simple. All right? You get to the top of your arena, and you get crystals. I'm going to point this out, and I've done videos on this before, but it's really starting to piss me off. Pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you. Fleet arena. If you get to the top, right? I'm sitting up here at number 20 right now. I got to climb to number 1 every day. Prizes. They might not be as high as squad arena, but you don't have the same fight. You only got, at worst, I got to climb from 30 because I shipped harder. I get 400 crystals a day. You know what that turns into? Mods and ticket refreshes, plain and simple. And I want to point out some things on why ships are so important. You've got your GAC, right? It makes my GACs, I promise you, I win 80% of my GACs just by setting ships on defense. When you get to a higher level, it gets a little bit more difficult. But then guess what comes into play? Mods. If you ship harder, mod harder, your ships are faster, you can't lose. Plain and simple. I've heard the argument, well, when you get to Division 1, well, you can't stop people. I disagree if you understand the ships. But in the matter of ships themselves, there's a lot of huge aspects to this. And one of them, the first thing I do when I research somebody for GAC, for TW, even for going into, well, not for TB, but I look for the tanks. Do they have the tanks that are there? I see people missing the Imperial TIE Bomber, the Rebel Y-Wing. Where's the other one? BTL. I call it the BLT sandwich. They don't have a captain or a crew member for their ship, which means it does not bloat your GP. Also, ship GP has not been proven, and I believe it does not add to your GAC algorithm or top 80 as well. So you can ship all you want with no worries that you're going to get matched up against somebody even bigger, plain and simple. But if you ship harder, get these in. There's so many reasons to do it, guys. Number 10 is ship harder, plain and simple. And the last note and a bonus tip coming from you right now. Me and Ram talked about this. We're going to give you just the tip. Houndstooth. When you're at an early stage, farm your Houndstooth. You're looking at Houndstooth and Django on the same freaking node. The same node. You're getting a double. Houndstooth is the best ship in the game. Ram talked about Jolee a little while ago. He's one of the best characters in the game, especially when he goes to Relic. All 3 of his masteries are good masteries that add to him. Crit avoidance, there's a ton. But from the ship standpoint, Plo and Jolee are the characters that kind of match each other from characters and ships. So make sure you ship harder. Thank you, guys. RamBam, thanks for joining me. You want to throw anything in there, buddy?
Make mates great again. Relic 9 your maces.
This guy. You guys know we're hanging out over here as well. And don't forget to hit that follow button. I appreciate you guys. Tips, just the tips. And until next time, we are out of here. 1 battalion strong.